the internet's kind of weak tonight, right? By the way, before we even start this show, before we even start it, if the internet is whack tonight, if you get glitching, that is, if you're not in the, some like obscure part of the world. Sometimes we hear it's glitching, but it's not because of us. It's because where you live. But if like the audio or the video is bad, let us know because the internet has been a little off here today. All right, what's up, Jack Nolte? Jack 2022. He's already here. Jack, every time now I see your name, I feel like I'm sitting in my living room with you because you sent us a picture of your living room with the flat screen, right? I feel very chill when you're here. All right, here we go. Welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Friday, May the 27th, 2022. And we're here to talk about the matches today and a couple of topics that I think are going to take precedence over some of the run-of-the-mill matches, okay? Starting out with a couple of shout-outs. Shout-out number one to NT. This is a viewer. This is someone that plays our fantasy team in $500 cash giveaway competitions. NT is the only person left out of 20 some odd players that has a chance for that $500. So let me tell you what NT has for finalists and winners. So NT has Rafael Nadal beating Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final. What's up, Jose P? As well, he has Paula Badosa defeating Coco Gauff in the final. My only problem with his Badosa pick is that we have Badosa said so many Badosa times that Badosa isn't necessarily Badosa. She's just, taking advantage of the badonka-dunk run-of-the-mill type generation. But if Badosa is to make the final, that means Swiatek's win streak must come to a standstill because Badosa must get through Swiatek in order to win the tournament or to make the final. So with that said, NC, best of luck. And for all of you that played the $500 cash giveaway and were alleviated from competition because of the upsets early on, don't worry. If NT doesn't win it, we're going to roll a 500 over to Wimbledon and add 100. So it'll be 600. So I'm sure all of you hope.
I'm sure that's not happening.
Yeah. Okay. Fantasy team update before we start on the first topic, which has to do with the absurdity of Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic meeting in the quarterfinals of a major, much less the French Open. Absurd, and we're going to talk about that. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Fantasy group.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Carla. You are my yin, and I'm your yang. You're my better half. Like my dad says, I'm married up.
You didn't marry.
I'm married up. You could put a poll question. Did Justin marry up? No, I'm just kidding.
That's so stupid.
I'm married up. That's a fact.
He did put my ring today. He got it redone. I was missing 2 diamonds, so I was without my ring for like 2 weeks.
See that?
So it looks all new. Looks pretty.
Yeah.
It looks very pretty.
A lot of these people think I do nothing for you, and they tend to forget that you got like a 3-carat diamond.
Thank you. Look, very pretty, very shiny.
Yeah, it's a Momo. Let's go. We got married in the courthouse, but I made sure I got her a good ring.
That's very pretty, yes.
Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Fantasy team update. All right. Fantasy team update. First place, William Spencer. What's up, William Spencer? William Spencer is always a beast at this game. He plays every time, and he is always in the thick of it. Has he won this before? We've done, I think, 13 or 14 of these.
I don't think so.
He's been there, but
he loses.
He's been at the top, and he deserves the win. I hope I get a chance to send him a 5K tennis hat and $50.
He's so full of funny jokes.
He's a beast. Let's go, William Spencer. Woo, Ric Flair.
Maybe my son should watch this and he'll cheer up a bit.
Oh yeah. We should give him a shout out when I get the shout out.
After his situation, let me tell him to log in. That way.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll get to shout outs in a moment. And one of those shout outs is to our oldest son of 5 children. That's at the Air Force Academy that just finished his sophomore year at the Air Force Academy. And he just got his first commission for 20 days. And we'll talk about that in a moment. Second place in fantasy team, Thomas Cheat. What's up, Thomas Cheat? He has a brother that as well plays the game, very active in the tennis world. Thomas Cheat also does the scoring. He and Gene Swart in South Africa. Thomas Chi is in Canada. They have done an Excel/program in which they can keep up with seeds and players and points. based upon the game that we created, that all of us created, and they're doing a really good job at it. So whether or not Thomas Chi finishes in the top 2 or not, brother's still gonna get paid because we take care of him every time for doing the work. All right, 3rd place, Furzy09. I think Furzy09's won it before. If not, he's always in the thick of it too.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know there's like one that always says, I don't want the prize.
That's okay. More from me. Tied for 4th place. There's 2 more, so I'm going to finish out the top 5. But 2 people are tied at 4th place. Now, by the way, we haven't even gotten to the 2nd week yet. And the 2nd week is where your 2-point players start accumulating points, because just because you're on the leaderboard now does not mean diggity squat about whether or not you actually winning or even finishing in the top 5. So take it with a grain of salt. All right. Tied in 4th place is Con, C-O-N, and SD Tennis. What's up, Robert Frush? Out on your camping trip, the pop-up camper. Let's go. SD Tennis in comments is a personal friend. His name is Robert, my brother, like the only brother really I have. Ryan Mason too. But he had been outside of the game for a long time and then came back in, and all of a sudden he's competing with all these ballers on the fantasy. These brothers study, and he just came back into it. That shows you he's going to be a dominating force moving forward. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Shout outs. Let's go with shout outs. The only shout out I had for today is 2. Number 1 for NT. NT being the viewer and one of the ones that played the $500 cash giveaway. That is the only one left. So great pick so far, but I don't think Badosa will make the final because I don't think Badosa will beat Spiante. Fair enough. Second shout out is to all of the students that took place in today's cardio tennis workout at Mirror Lake Racket Club.
That was the hardest one, I think.
That was a balling session.
Because I was going fast. I was like, no, I ain't slowing down. If you guys want to go slow, you go slow.
They were balling. That whole group was like, pow, 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 pow. I was like feeding balls, like, go, go, come, move, move. And they were moving. Especially Mark and his girlfriend, Mark Moore. What's up, Mark? But especially when I would feed him the balls, I forgot that Mark and his girl were over here. And I was feeding balls over here the whole time. And I didn't realize until after the fact that they were charging in without the feed every time for like 10 balls. So everyone else was kind of sitting back.
That's because she seems to me like she's at least 10 years younger than him.
Hey, well, I was enjoying watching him poach and hit the lefty volleys at the net. It was beautiful to see. Mm-hmm. You know, it was beautiful to see. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, I think we have one last shout out before we talk about the absurdity of Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal meeting in the quarterfinals of this tournament, and as well the fact that Helena Ostapenko looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And don't hate on me. Don't unsubscribe, or you can. We're used to that. After I've been it on Raducanu about 2 months ago, we woke up and we were like 70 short. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
said her quads are burning.
Anyway, Ostapenko is now Ostahamo. Holy ham hock. So Ostapenko approached the net, plugged her ears to the French crowd, looked like the Pillsbury. And look, I'm not hating. I'm not hating on someone having a weight issue. I'm not. But we're tennis players. We are professional athletes.
No, it's the fact that something's wrong with Ostapenko. I don't think it's.
There's a problem.
There's something wrong with her.
There's something wrong.
There's something wrong with her because she's a very young girl, like very young. She has no excuse.
Now, my retro shout out, I'm coming back to the beginning. My retro shout out is to the Ostapenko team. Whoever is coaching Helena Ostapenko, what the hell is wrong with you? She looks like she needs help. Are you serious? She needs some type of support. And if her team is putting her out there and forcing her to play these matches, or maybe it's the other way around, and maybe she's forcing them to train her to get out there, but someone, maybe her parents, needs to say something along the lines, what the bleep? Sickening. You got the video?
Yeah.
Carla's going to show a video of Ostapenko approaching the net, plugging her ears as Cornet beat her. And unfortunately for me, because we love people, she looked bad. Let me put some reach on that. Play that again.
Let me get a better one.
Understand that if you are a moral human being, what's up, Mike Walker? What's up, Blake?
Here it is.
What's up, Drent Tennis? What's up?
Well, here it is.
If you're a human being, you look at this and you're like, what?
She was never like that. So something's wrong with her. Like something. I don't know what. Something's wrong with her. There's nothing wrong looking that way if you're not a professional making $1 million. Millions.
What?
But something's wrong with her. She's starting to go Bartoli-ish. So maybe she has some problem. Bartoli had a problem with thyroid, eating disorder. She went anorexic. And so she's had a lot of problems. So maybe she has some type of problem. But her going like this,
plugging her ears,
it's just rude.
Mental.
She's very rude. She's so rude.
Before this comment disappears, Mike Walker, what's up, my brother? Michael Walker, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this as we get to the topic, which is coming up in just a minute. But Michael Walker says there's nothing ridiculous about Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal meeting in the quarterfinals based on rankings. In 2001, U.S. Open, Agassi and Sampras played in the quarterfinals in the tournament. We remember that match. We remember this match. There's nothing ridiculous. But we'll talk about it more when we get to that.
It's a weak ass other side of the drawers, and that makes the tournament.
But neither Agassi or Sampras had won that tournament 14 times or 13 times, and neither one of those players had been locked up in Australia and made not to play in X amount of tournaments because he wouldn't be transparent about his medical records. Look, we'll get there. It's a great comment. Okay. Let's get into the first topic, number one.
First shout out.
Oh, your shout out. Even
though Jonathan can't watch because he's packing right now.
Carla has a shout out.
My son calls me upset that he is heading to somewhere in the desert. They're taking him in a bus. He's supposed to go teach other cadets or whatever. He got picked for the worst job possible. That's not what he signed up for, he said.
What?
He didn't sign up for that.
He said that?
Well, he said...
He better watch what he better stop running his mouth.
He said, I didn't sign up for that. Everybody signs up for the thing and I get what I want. But anyways, he's getting sent for 20 days, so he can't shower. There's no Wi-Fi, no electricity. He's going to sleep in a tent.
So?
There's a lot of Indian sacred things they're not allowed to touch. They're not allowed to go in the water. They're not allowed to touch certain rocks.
You're missing a whole point.
I'm just laughing.
They're not allowed to touch a certain rocks because they're on an Indian reservation.
I don't have a problem with that.
We exterminated all the Indians. Do you want to touch their rocks too?
No.
Why don't they just leave the rocks alone? Why does it have to be a problem with the rocks?
No water, nothing. They can't even go around go on a little adventure.
We decimated the buffalo population. We killed all the Indians, but we got a problem with the rocks now?
So he's 20 days in a tent teaching with.
And you're Latin. You're from South.
I'm Latin.
You're Latin. You're supposed to be supporting the rocks.
I am actually.
You look South. You look Indian.
Yeah, I do.
Wasn't your name India? When people used to call you
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. That's her name.
I don't have a problem with that, but I'm laughing. And then from there, he's supposed to pick which base he wants, but because there's no Wi-Fi, no communication, nothing. The nearest town is an hour away. He doesn't get to pick. So when he comes back to wash his clothes, he has no clue. He's like, I have no clue where they're sending me. For all I know, I can go to Japan. I have no clue because I can't get to pick what I want because there's no Wi-Fi there.
I'm just climbing a river.
But anyways, I got to book him a flight now because he gets to come home from the summer.
The funniest part for me is his younger brother that's always dependent.
I hope he gets that.
Yeah, his younger brother.
I hope Christopher gets that there.
Yeah, his younger brother is always kind of dependent on him. Even though Chris always says, I'm always better than you. I'm younger, but I'm better. Even though Jonathan really has kind of outscored him on everything, the ACT.
You mean Christopher?
Yeah, Jonathan, in other words, Christopher is always trying to one-up Jonathan, but Jonathan still kind of holds down all the records. But Christopher says, no, my super score was here, but Jonathan's whole score was there. But anyway, but look, Christopher is the one I worry about.
I hope Christopher gets that.
He's the one I worry about.
He's like, no, I'll watch. He's gonna be lucky. He said, all right, everybody. I said, it is what it is. Yeah. Make the best of it. We'll get to see you in July.
Look, Carla's shout out was for our oldest son to
be tough. It can't be. I told him, I said, can you imagine how the soldiers are in Ukraine and Russia? I said, it can't be that bad. I was like, I get it. You don't get to brush your teeth. You don't get to have whatever, take a shower, clean clothes. Just pack it right, figure it out.
So look, Carla's shout out is because she feels sorry.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
You're laughing?
I'm laughing at him because I feel like get over it and just deal with it because it could be.
Yeah, deal with it.
That's why I'm laughing.
Suck it up.
I don't feel bad for him. I just feel like I'm laughing because it's funny to me because I've lived in third world countries and seen really, really bad things, you know? And I get it. It sucks because we complain in the United States when our electricity goes out. We don't know what to do. We're sleeping in the heat. We don't know what to do. We go stir crazy when there's no electricity, no Wi-Fi. Even you've been in that situation.
Many times.
And he's going to be in that situation for 20 days. But you know what? You'll learn something out of it.
Look, I don't want to.
I said, hey, maybe you'll see aliens.
It's possible.
I said, because I said, squat.
Near Area 51.
Do push-ups. I was like, I don't know.
Aliens flying
I said, maybe you'll see something amazing.
Look, I don't want to get into on this video of why I say suck it up, but let's assure you, I went through a long period of time with no freedoms, with no attachments.
You had AC?
I had AC.
Electricity? Yeah.
But he's got MREs.
That's the other thing.
I had beans in a mass produced line.
He said, that sucks.
I had dehydrated vegetables that tasted like paper.
What's up, Alpha?
Let's go, Alpha. Come on. Okay, thank you for the shout out, but my shout out and rebuff to that is suck that shit up.
He'll be fine. I hope Christopher gets to experience that.
No problem. Suck it up. It's the next one. It's the next.
We'll get to see him.
It's the next.
I get to book his flight, so now I get to book his flight and try to find some deals.
All right. Last thing that we're gonna say before we talk about the absurdity, the absolutely hideousness of Djokovic and Nadal meeting in the quarterfinals. Even though yes, Mike Walker, yes.
Yeah, he's right technically by ranking, but it is hideous because
technically by ranking.
Yeah, but if you look at these freaking matches, like tomorrow's matches.
If Mike
Ruud against Tonego, very exciting. Goffin, Hurkacz, I'm so excited to watch that. Rune and Gaston, super excited to watch that one. Tsitsipas and what's his name? Whitmire?
I have to look here.
YMER?
What?
Wimmer, Mayer. Tsitsipas, YMER. You know how to say his name?
Yimmer, Michael Yimmer.
Okay, super excited.
The young Swedish player.
Super
I didn't
excited.
write that in.
Rublev Vashka. Super excited to watch that one. McDonald and Sinner. Extremely excited to watch that. Simone and Chile. And Kevmanovic and Medvedev.
Would you laugh if not laugh, but would you be shocked if Yimmer, the young man from Sweden, would you be shocked if Yimmer took out Tsitsipas?
Weak draw. This is a weak
draw.
Look,
Yimmer's an athlete. Yimmer can move. He is a raw athlete with the likes of Monfils. Who are some other raw athletes? You know, sometimes we watch basketball right now. We watch this guy, Luka Doncic. He's a great player. He's a wonderful player, one of the best in the business. But sometimes I look at him and he doesn't really look like an athlete. He looks a little soft. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yimmer is the antithesis of soft. He's Rip City. He's like Tiafoe, but doesn't
Rip City. He has no legs.
It doesn't. He's chiseled. He is lean. He's like a deer. He can.
Michael Walker. Come on, you of all people. He has no legs.
He is chiseled. He has nothing on him. He can float like the wind.
So many players are on that side.
Well, who?
Pizzup just chisel.
Okay, that's one. But
Djokovic is chisel.
Yes, that's another one. But
Nadal is chisel.
Yeah, Nadal is brute force. He's more brute force. He's more thick than chiseled. Djokovic is chiseled. Nadal is more. He's more of George.
I like your comment, Roddy. You said, dude, for the 5 to be in the same court as a 1, the worst possible draw for both of them. 5 should play 4 and 1 should play 8. It's a horrible draw. It weakens. This is boring. Carlo, what are the chances you give little Diego? What are the chances you give Felix?
That's a great comment. By the way, welcome his brother, Grigor's We've seen him before.
Okay. We've many times, Justin.
You give him chances?
Felix, none.
No, not Felix. He's talking about Diego.
He asked Felix also. Read.
Oh, Felix. Who is Felix playing?
Nadal.
Oh, shit.
And Djokovic has no chance against Schwartzman. I mean, no chance. I mean, that's no chance. And then you got Zverev against Zapata. What a joke.
That's funny.
And then Alcaraz against Khachanov.
Khachanov could win that. Khachanov could win that match. Matter of fact,
you need him to win that. You need him because you'll lose a bet.
Look,
you're about to lose a bet.
I think who am I going to lose it to?
Michael Walker.
Oh, that's right. That's all right. He's paid us before, so it's like a payback. Khachanov's going to win that match.
Khachanov is not going to win that match.
He could, though. He could.
It's the worst possible French Open. I mean, this is boring. Do you guys think I really want to watch Ruud Sonego, Goffin, Hurkacz, Rune Gaston? I mean, I don't want to watch that. That's boring. I have better things to do than watch that.
Do you all think that honestly, that if it's still another match to go, but if Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, if they play in the quarterfinals, Do you think globally that more people will watch that match than whatever final you can whip up?
Of course they will.
Do you think anyone cares about Sissy?
No.
By the way, I would like to see Leylah Fernandez in the final. I would love to see Leylah Fernandez in the final. So make Raducanu, who the hell is that? I forgot who the hell Raducanu is. Who the hell is that? She sucks. I would love to see Leylah Fernandez in that final just to say, hey, this is what happens if you don't win a fluke major and get invited to the Met Gala. Let's go, Fernandez. Come on, girl. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you'll get the most views in the quarterfinals for sure. I think the women is a little bit more exciting.
Let's go.
Let's look at the women. Let's see if it's exciting.
Third round matchups?
All right. Tomorrow, Swiatek against Kovinic.
Yeah. Kovinic could
Zhang
Kovinic could battle there. Kovinic is great. By the way, watch out for her.
Zhang against Cornet. Pegula against Sinanzek. Not really. Pegula got fined $10,000 to throw.
Zhang is just the girl that lost.
Shinji.
Zhang is just because Halep had a panic attack, right?
And then her coach blamed her.
Patrick Mouratoglou, by the way, and this is another good topic. Patrick Mouratoglou, who we respect as a coach, we do follow a lot of his coaching stuff. We do. Patrick Mouratoglou made a statement today to the general tennis world that he took full responsibility for Simona Halep's lack of doing well in Rome and Madrid and here now. Simona Halep had a panic attack. Again, she pulled an Osaka. That's okay. That's all right. It happened. However, I'm a hard ass. Look, I got 5 kids and I coach every day. Look, excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one. You were hot, you weren't, the girl, whatever, you lost. I don't care what the problem was, you lost. But Patrick Mouratoglou's one-up in this was a way for him to get back in the Jack in the Box. Patrick Mouratoglou loves to find a new student. Coco Gauff, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Simona Halep's been around. But hey, to pull off Cahill and them to pop in looks really good. It's like, what's it going to rejuvenate my playing career? Because Jack in the Box Mouratoglou popped up in the box. Watching matches where a little French boy pops up, hey, my name's Patrick Mouratoglou. I'm glowing in my glow in your face because I look like this and I look like that and I have the looks and I have the shirt with the logo. And if you suck. Not really. I do enjoy watching and learning stuff from Patrick Mouratoglou.
I don't mind.
However, for him to jump into the public specter and say to take responsibility for Halep's loss, even though she won multiple majors prior to teaming up with him with Darren Cahill. That was simply a way for him to get into the media when his opponent lost. Okay, Halep lost. Mouratoglou sucks. Hey, I take full responsibility for it. That flips the theatrics from his student sucking to, you know what? He's a stand-up guy. He's taking responsibility for her losses. Do you really think a player like Simona Halep needs any type of coach to change her tactics? Are you serious? That's like saying Roger Federer needs a coach. I mean, they need someone to chill with and make sure they don't, cheat them, to lead them through blah, 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 blah. But you can't tell me that Patrick Mouratoglou is any way, shape, or form aiding or abetting Simona Halep's future. He's there as a puppet. And then she didn't do well. And instead of him saying, I suck, I didn't do anything, she was great anyway. And maybe she's just getting older. Her defensive game has caught up with her. And he can't step away and say, I can't help her. She's ground her body into the ground. She's played a Nadal game. Yes, Nadal's a super freak and he can do it, but no one else can for this long. And not simply bow out with the sense of honor, but he has to pop into the limelight and say, I take full responsibility. Shut up, dude. You're a good coach, but damn, you're selfish. You failed on this one. That's it. Suck it up. Take your losses. You failed on this one. Okay? You took in another student to increase your theatrical ambiance, and you failed at it. Okay, I struck out finally. Suck it up. Move forward. There's nothing he can do to make Halep better or worse. Am I right or wrong?
I disagree with you.
Okay, what is Patrick Mouratoglou going to do for Simona Halep? He's going to teach her how to hit a forehand? He's going to teach her tactics?
It's not his.
He's going to teach her to take the ball earlier?
It's a job.
It's a job that is not a job he needed. It's a job he needed to make his brand bigger. And he failed at it. And instead of him saying, yes, I failed at it, he just simply said, it's my fault. It ain't your fault. She was on her way out anyway. It's a Patrick Morat-Chakalu world now. Everybody's looking at how they look and how selfish they can do. And then when they fail, they're still trying to find a way to get back in your face. Tired of seeing him pop up. He's a good coach, but tired of seeing him pop up in my face every time I'm trying to watch a tennis match.
He's good eye candy, so whatever.
Eye candy. Whatever. Not for me, maybe for you. I'm not worried about Morat-Chakalu and what he looks like.
Well, I'm just saying, who cares? That's her choice. How old is the stupid one who hired him? I'm just saying.
Theatrical.
If she hires him and he says yes, of course, why would he be stupid not to say yes?
Theatrical performance.
Come on, Bajin chose Pliskova. Big mistake. You weren't going to change Zombie.
And look,
You weren't going to change Zombie.
This is another example. Why would Sasha Bajin choose Pliskova, and why would Pliskova choose Sasha Bajin? Pliskova.
You're going to drop that glass. I'm tired of seeing that
Pliskova,
glass.
same old. One trajectory, same old, same, until she blasted the umpire chair with the racket. Sasha Bajin loves to look at himself. He goes to the tanning bed.
We haven't seen him. We didn't see him when she was playing.
Where's he at? Yastremska, his prime student that kind of got him on the scene after he split with Morat-Chakalu, got jacked up for doping. And where's Yastremska since she got caught doping or whatever? Yastremska, who? Yastremska's better than Raducanu. I know the hell and who in that. I'd rather have Yastremska than Raducanu any damn day.
I just read this tweet. Supposedly, Tony Nadal told Felix Auger-Aliassime, I already told Felix I won't give him any suggestions on how to beat my nephew.
Oh.
Why the hell would you
Wow.
fire a coach?
Wow, interesting.
Wow.
That's kinda deep.
That's like Patrick Montaglo saying, I won't tell you how to beat Serena.
Yeah,
That one's rough. I can't
Yeah,
believe
that's
Nadal says he won't attend Rafa versus Auger-Aliassime's match. I already told Felix I won't give him any suggestions on how to beat my nephew.
Then what's the point? Theatrical.
Hmm.
If I have this name near me, I'll get more sponsors. I'll get more PR. Are you serious? That's kind of like putting Rafa Nadal and Djokovic in the world we live in, right out of COVID, right out of lockdown. Djokovic's been locked up, and now they're just going to throw him in the quarterfinals? Crazy. With a bunch of busters. Let me name some of these busters that are still in this tournament. Okay? Mind you, let's think about this. Nadal and Djokovic are potentially going to meet in the quarterfinals. You got Schwartzman, Felix, plain Jane, run-of-the-mill, Auger-Aliassime. You have Zverev, puppy hater, can't serve sometimes. You got Zapata Morales. Holy shit. You got Karen Khachanov, the Iron Man that never was. You got Alcaraz. Okay, he's exciting, but he's still. I don't think he's going to win this major. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next page. Casper Ruud. I think he has as good a shot as anybody else besides Djokovic or Nadal. Sonego, Goffin, Hurkacz, Rune, Gaston, Yimmer, Tsitsipas, Rublev, Garin, McDonald, Sinner, Simon, Cilic, Kekmanovic, and Medvedev. Medvedev has as good a shot as Ruud or anybody else. But Medvedev couldn't make it past the first round not too long ago. Anyway, enough said.
I agree, Michael. Her shoulders are very strong. She kind of walks like yeah, they're very strong. And then Rowdy says, if I were Alcaraz, I'd get dental implants.
Does he have bad teeth?
He does, and I would get some acne treatment as well.
Does he have bad teeth, really?
Yeah, he does, and acne treatment. Yeah.
Now, do you see why I stay on top of Gabby's teeth all the time?
But I'm just saying, it's the acne. You got some money now. Now you can fix that. You know, you can fix that stuff. You know, the acne. You're like on. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's time.
And his teeth are ugly.
Don't forget that
his teeth are very ugly.
Any physical adjustment, and believe me, I've had braces 3 times. Any physical adjustment is time consuming. So if you're a pro athlete and you have to go to Spain or to the US to go to orthodontic adjustments every month, it's impossible to do your job.
If you got money, you have someone.
No. Why do you think NHL, National Hockey League, players let their teeth stay knocked out for years? Why do you think UFC fighters and boxers let their ears? They let their ears cauliflower out.
That's different. They're taking it's part of the job.
I'm getting dumber after that comment. I'm dumber now.
You can't fix your teeth because you're gonna get punched.
But these guys are fighting once every 6 months. These guys are traveling all over the place every 10 days. They're orthodontic can't travel with them.
I guess Nadal found time for his baldness.
Man, Nadal's a $200 million athlete.
He found time for the baldness because he's starting. I see more hair. Do you guys see more hair up there? I see a little more hair.
You should poll question this shit. You should.
When he smiles, I'm expecting to get Mr. Red.
You should say, is Carlos Alcaraz rich enough yet to have a traveling orthodontist? Oh my goodness, that's so dumb. There's no way.
I get that, but he'll find time. Do it on Christmas break.
Do it when you're like 32 when you retire. How about that?
Christmas break.
Do it at 32. I mean, I'm 44. By the time Carlos Alcaraz is 32, he'll be done sitting in his villa in Monaco, and we'll be like walking on a cane asking for an Advil.
No.
Just saying. Okay. Next thing, the absurdity of Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic playing in the quarterfinals of the French Open. And yes, I do understand, Mike Walker, that Agassi and multiple other matches in the eons of tennis time have squared off in the quarterfinals when they were has-beens. Or what was when Agassi, and I'm just asking, I don't know the answer to the question, but when Agassi and Sampras played in that match, were they two of the hottest players in the world, or was it like Sampras was like 26 and Agassi was like 4-1? When was it? Anyway, I have a feeling it was when Sampras was kind of on his way out. These two gentlemen, Novak and Nadal, are in the absolute prime, and that prime time is running out. They are in the bell-shaped curves right at the end before it slows down. These two guys are still the best in the business.
Jose, you're right. What a pathetic draw.
The best in the business. Okay, this isn't Sampras throwing up when his coach died, respectively, or whatever. This isn't 32-year-old Sampras unseated or whatever. This is two players that should be 1 and 2 in the world. And why is not Novak Djokovic number 1 or number 2 in the world? Or excuse me, Nadal or Djokovic, not in those order. Djokovic couldn't play. He got locked out of Australia. He was mistreated for his lack of wanting to share his personal medical records. Do you know what happened if you walked up to me and you wanted to ask me my vaccination status? You know, I'd say, fuck off. I don't know who the fuck you are. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit who you are. Not that I'm trying to say I'm pro one thing or pro the other, but I don't know who you are. The only person I owe an answer to is my mother, my father, and her. That's it. Get the fuck out of here. I'm honest about how I feel, and that's how I would approach it. I don't give a shit who asked me what, when, why, where, how. I'm saying get lost, okay? And don't tell me I'm scared to tell someone that, Carla, okay? Been around the block, believe me. In the toughest of places, believe me. With that said, I do not blame Novak Djokovic for saying, look, man, stop asking me about this. Stop telling me what to do. Just let me play the game. But because of COVID and because of other circumstances, East, West, whatever, Djokovic has been alienated, and he's always been alienated.
I think it should be, the draw should be done in the Grand Slams of how you performed on the Grand Slams.
Exactly.
They would definitely be 1 and 2.
They
would definitely be 1 and 2.
Did not Wimbledon, still up until this very day, if you won Wimbledon the year before, you came back as the number 1 seed. Am I right or wrong with that? Didn't Wimbledon have that as a rule? If you won it the year previous, no matter what happens in the rankings, you come back as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I get that.
But yet Wimbledon is the first one to ban Russians and Belarusians, and Wimbledon is the first one to lead the ATP and WTA to pull points. What are you smoking, crack? You look stupid. Yeah, it's preposterous. I don't know what else to say. But because of politics and bullshit and isms and stupid idiocracies, because of that, we have
my August absence. But then it's not
just telling you.
It just makes a weak.
It's fucking common sense.
It makes a weak French Open.
It makes a weak French Open.
It's not. I'm telling you that there was a couple great matches that we watched. You know, Alcaraz took it to 5, but really he took it to 5 out of his stupidity. He should have won that 3, being that he's Alcaraz now. You know, and there was a couple good matches, but some of those 5-setters shouldn't have been 5-setters. Should be 1 and 3. But other than that, the matches have been subpar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Dimitrov got killed by Schwartzman. How boring was that? I mean, that was just boring. Today, Nadal's match, were you guys excited? Were you excited with Djokovic beating Bedin? I mean, was that exciting to you guys? I mean, really? Bedin playing Nakashima, was that exciting to you guys? Isner losing to Zapata, was that exciting for you guys? Nori Hatchinov. Nori, I mean, another British, that's why he lost, just saying. I mean, was that exciting? I think the only exciting match, and it was quick, was the first 2 sets with Korda and Alcaraz, and after that, man,
fair enough,
it was done.
Run of the middle.
I mean, like, seriously, I think it was more fun to watch Stevens play Perry. You know, Teichmann taking down Azarenka, Goff beating Kanepi, that was more exciting. Watching Anisimova and poor Mukova had to retire because of her ankle. That was a lot more exciting. So now I guess we were giving grief to the women's tennis, but it actually has been better than the men.
Let me tell you exactly what's going to happen. If I'm wrong, whatever, I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Djokovic has to get through Diego Schwartzman. Nadal has to get through Felix Auger-Aliassime. You can count on that happening. Then Djokovic and Nadal will square off. Two things are going to happen on that match. Djokovic will win, or Nadal will win. Or both players will go a 5-set epic thriller as where the world has never seen anything like it, as well as you saw at the Australian Open that year. Do you remember, was it 2012 or 13? We were laying in bed, and you and I stayed up until like 7 in the morning when the match started at 2 in the morning watching these two battle it out. Mm-hmm. What was that, 2012 or 11?
That was exciting, yeah.
Okay. If that happens again, Djokovic or Nadal, if Djokovic and Nadal get into another 5-set, 7-hour battle, the only thing that's going to happen is someone is going to win the tournament. It's either one of those two, obviously, or they'll lose because they're brutally tired, opening the door for a new champion. Now, is that how you want to see Nadal give up his run? Is that how you want to see Nadal Djokovic defend his title because they're too tired to? Because what's going to happen? Epic battle, so tired, blisters, hands, broken bones, swollen ankles, busted up, bruised up face, and then all that's going to happen is you're going to have all the rest of the bitches with an easier time because you know they're going to fight it out. You know they're going to fight it out, and if they don't fight it out, well then hey, maybe. Whatever, but I can assure you they will battle it out like gladiators.
Stop cursing, man.
Either way, I'm telling you, they will battle it out. And to have this in the quarterfinal, and then to leave one of them lamed up to run their way through a semifinal and then a final is shitty. And I don't care.
Rowdy says, no way I'm going to agree or disagree. I believe it should be like NCAA model, 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5.
But I understand that. But this isn't the true 1 versus 8. This isn't the true 1 versus 2. Why has Djokovic slid in the rankings? Because of political isms and vaccination status.
And he's won.
Nadal, whoever. Why is it this way?
Nadal.
Why aren't they 1 and 2? Why? It's not they haven't been playing well. It's because certain people couldn't play here and others could play there. And this one, it's injuries here and injuries there. It's not true. And maybe I'm wrong, and you can call me out on that or not. But it's a sham that this is the quarterfinal in the world that we live in today.
They're going by rankings, so
rankings.
They're going by rankings. I get that. They're doing what the system is supposed to do. But it's just shitty because we're getting to see really bad tennis. Yeah.
And we're getting to see the final and the quarterfinal.
The bad tennis. I mean, you almost hope that Alcaraz. Well, no, because then they would face each other in the semis.
Yeah. So
that puts a weak person on the other side.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Alcaraz is going to face somebody that's beat up. I mean, they're going to say Alcaraz is the best thing since sliced bread. He just got through Nadal or Djokovic, but they just played an epic battle. They're like they can't even stand up for the trophies presentation.
I hope
and then they have to play 2 days later.
To me, whoever wins out of Nadal, Djokovic is
the winner.
It's who I'll be rooting for.
It's whoever.
I don't care if Djokovic beats him or not. I'll be rooting for one of those.
So stupid.
I don't want to see, because the reason why I say that is because the other side sucks.
Yeah, Drip Tennis said it perfectly.
The other side sucks.
Preparing us for the retirement of Big Three. But you know what? There isn't a Big Three right now. It's the Big Two.
No, I'm going to be rooting for the veterans because the other side's sissy ass. No thanks. Rude, that's jokeable. Let's see, who's the other side? They're forgettable. That's why I have to look.
Exactly.
Perkech, come on, that'd be boring. Rublev, come on now. Sinner, yeah, no.
Dying here.
Medvedev on clay, that's funny. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Look, we'll squash that talk. I'm sorry I got elevated about it, but look, I know we have a lot of passion for the game. We've been raised in it. We coach it 22 years and then playing before that. So to see these two gentlemen in the quarterfinals, it's a sham because you know it's going to be a battle. You know it's going to be modern warfare or guerrilla warfare or whatever you want to call it. And then to pull one of those two out, to still have to play a semifinal and a final is shitty. And I do not think, Mike Walker, I love you, but I do not think when Agassi and Sampras played that match at the U.S. Open, I do not think it was in the prime of Sampras's career. I think more like on the way out, trying to, wasn't that where he won? Didn't Sampras win that U.S. Open? Wasn't that the final? Wasn't that the final? Didn't Sampras play Agassi in the final that year? And then Sampras won it and he walked away for winning the championship? Anyway, these two guys are in the thick of it, and to beat them up and to get them to play 2 more matches after that with 1 day break is shitty.
Yeah. Alex Ria said John Isner lost her Spanish qualifier today. Carlos right about the theory. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, great comment.
Yeah. Rowdy, I think I'm with you. There's a strong possibility I skip the men's final because it's going to be anticlimactic. Maybe if Rafa's there.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
maybe if Djokovic is there.
Yeah.
One of the two. Because look, if Djokovic didn't have that throat hack at the U.S. Open hitting the ball late when she should have ducked that damn ball, dumbass. She should have moved her ass. If she would have ducked that freaking ball, then he would have had 21. There's no doubt. What did TM win it that year? Come on, please. TM who? And then Rafa wins Australian this year. Where was Djokovic at? He was locked up. He was in the freaking penitentiary.
But he had a chance
up the street.
He did have a chance with Medvedev. He did have a chance to get 21 with Medvedev.
Like Tupac said.
But he didn't.
Like Tupac said.
He had a chance.
Like Tupac said.
He had a chance.
I'll skip the cursing part, but the world because I'm cursed.
He had a chance.
I had visions of even here.
Djokovic got selfish. He got selfish.
He didn't get selfish.
He got selfish. He played the Olympics. Should have let the stupid Olympic medal go and played the U.S. Open and taken a break. He got to the U.S. Open.
It got throat hacked. What did he?
No, he didn't get throat hacked last year. He lost to Medvedev. Lost to him like we have never seen.
Oh, yeah, he was terrible.
I mean, he looked terrible. Why? He played too much tennis. He put the pressure on himself. He should have not been selfish, not play the stupid Olympics. Who gives a shit if you want a medal or not? Who really gives a rat's ass in tennis?
If you're an Olympic skier, you care.
That's different, but not tennis. He should have skipped that crap and he would have won the U.S. Open. And he could be saying, I got 21. Because he was selfish and Card was a bitch, he got bitched.
Right, let's go.
He got bitched out
Going
by
down.
Medvedev.
Come on.
That's why Medvedev went and did the fish. He got bitched out.
Speaking of fish, we're going to see fish. Not tomorrow night, but the next night. Can't wait. That's why I got the fish.
No, don't be selfish, because if you're selfish, that's what happens.
Let's go. I thought it was really cool that fish.
And I kept saying all year, Novak, forget about the Olympics. If you want to win, if you want to pass this record, forget about it. You're playing too much tennis.
Let's go.
I was right.
Look, I thought it was pretty cool that Fish put out their summer tour shirt in tennis format. Fish summer tour. So happy about that.
That looks like macaron board.
Looks like it. Could it be?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like,
but this guy is not lefty. But that guy's not lefty.
It looks like board in my hair, but that's good. Let's go, Fish show.
I'm just saying.
All right. Look, we know it's.
And then the Australian. I'm sorry. Let me get to this.
Go.
Guy wins 8 Australian Opens, right? And they fucked him in the ass.
Locked his ass out.
They said we have no respect for you.
None.
Even though you won 8. Screw you.
You won 8 here. You're going to jail.
Can you imagine how it's like Rafa winning 13 and they tell him you're not playing.
You're not playing, bro. You didn't get your COVID shot. You're done. Could you imagine? Could you honestly?
It's like they tell Federer, you know what? You've won this many Wimbledons.
You can't play here.
But you can't play here.
I'm locking you out.
Like a slap in the face.
Imagine that shit. Could you imagine Rafael Nadal rolling up to Roland Garros without his COVID shot? And the French Open directors talking about, hey man, you can't play here. You don't got your shot.
Nine.
That shit is not a change.
Even worse. What a slap in the face.
Are you serious?
It's like telling, let's say Nadal was like Djokovic, didn't agree with whatever rule they had. They said you can't play even though you won 13. What a big slap in the face.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I see Rowdy every lap is our age because he watched Borg McEnroe.
Just messed up, man.
How
you not? I mean, if I was a Djokovic, I'd be like, screw you, Australia. I'm never going to your slam. Stick it up your ass.
Another Tupac tone. Give him the finger. But that's crazy. Do you think, you should poll question this, don't worry about it if not, but do you think that if Rafael Nadal did not take his COVID shot, and I'm not pro or against, that's my business, it doesn't matter. And do you think if Rafael Nadal did not take his COVID shot, that the French Open would have refused to let him play and then locked him up in quarantine at a hotel? Like, do you think they would have done that?
Well, Craig Tiley should have done more. I just heard that guy lost his job, not him. Was it like somebody that was in charge of that whole thing? What's his name? He lost his job in Australia.
Who?
The guy that was in behind all of that. Not Craig Tyler. It had nothing to do with tennis. It's a
I
government.
don't know. It's equally as shady as the ATP and, or excuse me, not the ATP, but Wimbledon removing or telling Belarusians and Russians they can't play. Like, do you think Azarenka? Do you think Sasnovich? Do you think Medvedev?
Oh, Michael Walker.
Do you think Gracheva?
Michael Walker, you definitely don't like Novak. I get it.
It doesn't matter.
You don't like it.
He's a good man. It
But
doesn't.
you gotta admit, man, that was a messed up situation, and there's no way. I don't care if you agree or disagree. That was a messed up situation. I mean, the guy's won that many slams in Australia. He has made Australian Open popular for Australia.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, we barely watched the Australian Open, I think, until Monica Seles and Agassi played.
You're right.
And then Djokovic has won many.
Yeah.
They should have given him maybe a courtesy call. Hey, don't come here because whatever the government will not. Instead, they messed him up.
Sadly enough, Margaret Court, no disrespect. Yeah, I'm disrespecting. Margaret Court has 24 majors that were all, a lot of them, the half of them at least, were won at the Australian Open.
Everybody breaks the law, Michael Walker. Let's be real.
And which that no one else played there except the Australians.
Everybody breaks the law. Come on.
And
all
yes,
your politicians, they're breaking the law.
yeah.
So come on, I don't put it. There should be like sex offenders, child molesters, people that gone down. Those should be. I mean, they put this guy what because what he wanted to play a slam. Come on, stupid and petty.
Yes,
Just saying. And I'm not the biggest Novak fan, but even I disagree with that whole decision.
No, it doesn't matter whatever you think. Not you understood, but anyone. But it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about Novak and how the media spun his gentility or his chivalry or his human being essence. He's a good man. No matter what you get spun, no matter what isms you have or beliefs about sharing your medical records or whether you take a shot in your arm or not, if you take all that shit aside, which is all bullshit, he's a good man. And that's how you have to look at yourself in the mirror. Am I one to call someone not a good man simply because they believe in privacy or believe in not jamming something in their arm? Or does that mean he's not a good man? Does that mean that he's the Antichrist because of these things? Or does that mean that, you know what, he's just damn a dude that wasn't a deal with you bullshitters? That's where it comes down to. And I'm personally one of the people that doesn't want to deal with any bullshitters. So, you know, as a tennis coach, you can't worry about what this person with that person with that person with that person thinking. Look, I've coached for 22 years. I've been in clubs. I've been on the West Coast and the Northeast in Vermont, Alabama, Virginia Beach. And the day that you start worrying about what other people think of you is the day you're you must sell what you do, and that's energy and making people better. And the ones that don't like you, you know what? They're just assholes. So look at yourself in the mirror when you're talking about Novak Djokovic and ask yourself in the mirror, do you know him? Do you know where he's from? Do you know what he's been through? Do you know what his family's been through? Or are you just going to say, oh, he didn't want to share his medical records. He didn't want a shot in his arm. He's a dick. Look at yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself that. Because if you can't do that, then I don't really want to talk to you. I'm just saying. What kind of bullshit is that? You got to square me up because I don't want to think about that. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah, we did a show about this. They should just tell me, hey, no, you're not allowed to play. Like Michael Walker said, the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
You don't get vaccinated. It's like the military academy. You don't get vaccinated, you won't be allowed in the military. Pretty simple. Just make the rule.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple, and that's it.
Cut and dry.
And
if you don't like me, that's great. Get lost. If you do like me, great.
Just
come
make
in.
the rule simple.
Whatever.
You know, it's like when you go get your driver's license, you must have this document, that document. Without that, you're not getting it.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
Exactly.
Pretty
and
simple.
who gives a shit what anyone else thinks?
Pretty simple.
Because he damn sure doesn't. And that doesn't make him a dickhead. That just makes him steadfast and a patriot.
It is pretty simple.
Okay, next topic. Helena Ostapenko. We talked about her briefly. Helena Ostapenko walked up to the net after having lost to Elise Cornet, by the way, who is a veteran French player on her home field turf, dismissed her from the competition. Ostapenko walks in the net and plugs her ears. Okay, the crowd's cheering for Ostapenko. Their sister, their daughter, she's on her home turf. Plugs her ears, walks up to the net. Cornet sticks out her hand to shake her hand. Ostapenko turns her head away from her and plugs her ears and walks to the umpire.
No, plugs her ears first and then walks, and then shakes her hand. Okay.
The only thing that I noticed here is how absolutely desperately Ostapenko needs medical help. I don't know if it's from a psychological standpoint. I don't know if it's from a medical standpoint, but Ostapenko is the same person that we watched when she was 17 years old win the damn French Open, the same tournament we're talking about now. You look at Ostapenko when she was 17 and you look at her now.
Don't be hating on Penko.
WTA
does not hate her.
You see.
Her clothes is hideous, by the way.
Forget about her clothes. Forget about her tennis. Forget about everything. She's a human being and she's going to die. You need to save a life. And someone needs to reach out to Ostapenko and say, hey, whoa, 4 or 5 years ago, you were Rip City winning the French Open on top of the world. Let's go.
She was Rip City, though.
She was a young girl in shape. She won the French Open.
Right. She was just a young girl.
And now she's a damn blue whale. Someone on her team needs to look at her, namely trainers and coaches. I'm being dead damn serious. I'm not even playing around here. If that's a student I have, I'm looking at her saying, you know what? You need to go to a doctor, a physician, a nutritionist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and we need to figure this shit out. The more that people sit and watch Ostapenko become fatter and become more of a wench, which she's always been, someone needs to ask the question, who is going to help her? Somebody does. Look, I'm 44. I got 5 kids. I can guarantee you, Gabby's standing right here in front of me, right there. She's right here watching the show. I'll look right at her. She comes to me looking like that, we're going to have a long talk. Someone needs to have a talk with Ostapenko. Facts. Want to disagree? Whatever. Give me your excuses and give me your cry like Osaka or howl up now with Muratoglu doing a panic attack on the court. But I don't want to hear any bullshit. Okay? I'm in your face. I'm telling you. Someone must help Ostapenko.
She makes Osaka look like a world-class athlete.
Exactly.
Trump said it's WTA's fault.
Come on, man.
Nike or Adidas should have sponsored her, but since she does not.
Come on. Muratoglu. I'm going to start calling Muratoglu damn Astaboo. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Someone reach out to Ostapenko and help the girl. Coco Gauff. Last topic and we're done. Coco Gauff.
Is this it?
This is the last thing.
Okay, good, because I know the kids have to eat.
Coco Gauff is one of our favorite players.
All right, Gabby, go.
Okay. Coco Gauff has been sliding underneath the radar this entire tournament. No one's really talked about her, not on the Western media. Sometimes you'll catch a Tennis Channel match and you'll see them, show her maybe a couple points. Look, I'm not kidding you. I'm not even laughing about it.
Like Hawkins terrible.
So Coco Gauff has at a higher percentage than the gist of girls in this tournament. I can't even take this seriously.
No, go ahead, because his comments are just...
Okay, well, pay attention to the prize here. Coco Gauff is a young American player, and American tennis right now sucks. Coco Gauff has been holding her serve more than the largest percentage, not the highest, but close, to everyone in the tournament.
And she plays more tennis. And
women's tennis, the serve gets broken all the time. If Coco Gauff can hold serve throughout the rest of the tournament, she can win the final. She can win it.
And Kerber's out, like I said. Yay.
Don't go to sleep on Coco Gauff. And just because she's African American does not mean that she doesn't need to have the full court.
Justin,
and that's bullshit. So I have watched Isner play. I have watched Opelka play, but I have not seen Coco Gauff play except highlights.
No.
I haven't seen
you missed the whole Canepi. They were showing it.
Where? I didn't see it.
I watched it.
It was on there?
Yeah.
I apologize.
You definitely have to apologize because Stevens was on too.
But man, I see Swiatek every match, but I can't see Coco Gauff, and we're in the U.S.
Justin, they were showing it.
Anyway,
both of them.
First time, and I missed it. Sorry.
If Stevens wins, beats Seidman, and Gauff beats Mertens, they meet each other. The two Americans.
I hope Coco Gauff wins this tournament, or Stevens. I hope Coco Gauff or Sloane Stevens win this tournament. I hope so. I really do.
You're obsessed with this grandma arms. He said Coco Gauff is in shape with nice arms. She doesn't have grandma arms. Oh my God, I hope I never have grandma arms. I'm going to have to do like push-ups the whole time. Michael Walker's probably tough to impress.
He's a good
guy.
guy.
You date him the same.
But he's been around the block because he has so much knowledge. It would be hard to pull something off on Mike because he would see right through it. Last thing, we're ending the show, scammers. Beware of scammers. Carla and I have been around the block, and she's lived in third world countries, and I've been in places that, we're privy to scammers, but the scamming these days has become very intense. We had a phone call today. We live in a very obscure island in the middle of nowhere. right? And I got a phone call that was from the same area code in which we live. And I'm like, okay, this has the same area code, but no one else lives here. So let me grab the phone. And the caller that I answered said, hey, this is the Bayou La Battery. Yes, the same town which Bubba Gump Shrimp Forrest Gump was filmed in. This is the Bayou La Battery, the police department, and we want your support for the police department. And I'm like, okay, I live right up the street from you. I wish you could just knock on my door, but okay. So I was like, all right. And at the same time in my head, I'm thinking, Justin, you've been around a bunch of skeezly bastards for a lot of years with no freedom. How are we going to? Okay, so I'm thinking. And I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. So the person tells me he's a police officer and he's at the office. And I know in that police office, there's only like 3 people. And neither one of them is from, no disrespect, but neither one of them is from the Middle East, right? So he's like, hey, do you want to support the Badger Police? I'm like, yeah, I'll stop by there on the way home. I'm right up the street. I'll drop it off on your front doorstep. There's no problem. What's up? My boys are military, whatever. I'll be on my way. He kept talking, and I'm like, wait a minute. I had to stop him, and I was like, is this a recording, or am I talking to a human being? He was like, oh no, it's a human being. And he was like, I'm just reading off a screen. I'm thinking, okay, if this is Bayou La Battery with 3 police officers who are all very awesome, and I know them all. Don't we know them all? I think for the most part, and the mayor. Anyway, I'm thinking, okay, I know the police officers, I know the mayor, and I'm on the phone, and all of a sudden they're asking for my help. The mayor or the police officer would just call me. But anyway, I'll go along with it still. And finally, I'm telling the person on the phone, yes, I will help you. I didn't know this was a problem. Again, I'm in your backyard, and yes, I will come drop it off. And he's like, no, let me send you to the marketing department so they can take your payment. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know Bayou La Battery, Alabama, 3 police officers got this high tech. And I'm thinking, oh, this is a damn scam at this point. So then I get the phone, and Carla's teaching, and I'm answering my phone during a lesson, and I'm like, hello? And the lady's voice is, no disrespect again, Middle Eastern. Oh, gonna take your money. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not Bayou La Battery.
What's up with the cursing today?
Anyway, watch out for scammers because they are ever present and they are getting more nasty about making it happen. Do not believe anything you read. Do not believe anything you hear, and do not believe anything these days that you see, because all that's messed up. Pay attention to family, homes, freedoms, believe in yourself. Let's go Djokovic. Let's go Nadal in this case. Let's stay happy and positive and not succumb to a bunch of societal cues that just want to kill you. The world's overpopulated. You're getting served fast food, and regular food is now becoming more expensive. So you're forced to go buy fast food. Tennis is on the way out. We can't even keep clubs open, but yet the neighborhood pickleball court is open. No disrespect to pickleball, but you only have to take 2 steps to hit a winner. And tennis, you got to cover 300 steps to hit a winner. I'm not dissing on pickleball, but this is what I'm saying. Supersize your meal. Let your ass jiggle for 3 months after you eat it. But is it in the best interest for longevity? Ask yourself that. Is not being kind and an asshole all the time good for longevity? I don't think so. And maybe I'm an asshole sometimes during these shows, but damn, there's a platform and someone's got to tell the truth.
I was going to show him the video of the pickleball.
That's all I'm saying. Is please, for God's sake, please don't fall victim to one of these stupid scams. And please do not share your personal bank account or medical records or whatever you do behind closed doors with anyone. And if anyone wants to call you out because of it, get lost. And by the way, your best friends are your family. And do not ever try to go out of your way to please someone you don't know and make them like you, because you know what? If you do, they will in you in the ass every time. Family, freedoms, work hard, and anyone else that wants to bring you some stupidity, get lost. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Work hard because someone else will. Right?
No, I was going to show him that video, but I can't get it.
Yeah.
Of the
Don't be weak. Be a soldier. Be Djokovic and not flamboy. And stop saying Djokovic is a bad dude, because he's not. Because he won't show you his medical records or jam something in his arm that you're making him do it. He's an asshole. Whatever, man. Think about that.
Oh, I was going to play this for them. But... You're done, Justin?
Yeah.
right, guys. Good night.